cannot drop this camera because I'm quite literally sitting on the edge of the roof right now. But I just came on here because I always keep coming back to this meme, and like at first it was funny to me, but now it's really resonating with me. As much as it sounds like I'm joking, like I'm low-key not. But that's the whole point of the meme. So here it is. I'm going to display it. Okay, once I accepted that I am cringe, I was free to become my true self. And I'm saying that like jokingly, like, but I literally am like cringe. And I promise you, this is not me making fun of myself. Like, it's literally, sometimes I will be joking and I'll say something cringy, but like a lot of the times I'm not joking. Like, that's really just how I am. And I think that, like, especially as somebody who's conventionally attractive, this was really hard for me to deal with when I started to grow into my looks, especially because my looks didn't really match my personality in the way that, like, I would be doing weird shit and, like, I'm supposed to be mysterious. The mystery that's supposed to come with women being conventionally attractive or, like, conventionally desirable, like, I just never had that. I am not this mysterious, super put together, poised lady. I'm saying all of this to say that, like, your personality will not be received well by everybody. You know, there are certain things that you will do that are off-putting to people. I'm a very off-putting person, and I have learned to accept that about myself. But there was a certain time where, like, I was so obsessed with how I looked, and I hated my personality. Like, I never hated my personality, let me take that back. But I just was never, like, I just didn't feel comfortable, like, truly existing in, like, all of my weirdness, you know? And, like, I would come home from, like, hanging out with friends, and I would just feel like, oh my God, like, I showed too much of my personality. And not everybody is going to like you, and you just have to be okay with that. And it doesn't always have to be you doing something wrong for somebody to have a valid reason for not wanting to be around you. Sometimes people are actually just annoyed. Like, and I don't blame you for that. You have to be okay with things not always going the way that you think that they are going to go, or you think that they are supposed to go. You can only control so much in your own life. Like, I spent so long, like, really questioning why I couldn't have just been quieter, or why I couldn't have just been, like, normal. But my authenticity has led me to places that a normal person would never be, you know? If I wasn't weird, strange, outspoken, cringy, corny, whatever, like, I wouldn't have met the people that I know now. I wouldn't have had such genuine and full and authentic relationships where I felt like I was truly being embraced. Because I don't know, I am not close with surface level people. Like, and that is such a blessing. Like, literally, you guys don't understand how many people are faking so many things right now. But I think that, like, we invest our egos in so many parts of our lives to the point where, like, we think that everybody needs to feed our egos. It's very easy to just tell somebody to be themselves, but, like, we don't actually know what that means half the time. I think that sometimes when I get to feeling insecure about how much space I take up and, like, how strange I can be at times, and I'm saying this, like, obviously I'm not out here making people uncomfortable or anything like that, but I'm saying, like, sometimes I do say off-putting things, or sometimes, like, I do something that's like, what the hell is she doing? And I don't really, like, need to visualize it for you guys, like, paint the real picture, but I'm saying that I know that I do not fit the conventional standard of what a beautiful woman, of how a beautiful woman should behave. And I have learned to accept that I am just not a conventional person. And although I may be I may fit into some people's boxes. I am a holistic person who has shortcomings, and I'm clumsy, and I make mistakes, and I stutter, and I trip all the time. And you know, I'm just not like without, I don't even want to call them flaws, because I really don't see them that way. They're not getting in the way of me living my life. They're not getting in the way of me being happy. But I am not a holistically conventional person. And I think that because society deems a woman's beauty as the most important thing, oftentimes we can get caught up in how beautiful we are without actually accepting that, like, we have more to offer than that. Like, I know that my brain is one of my most valuable assets. I know that, you know, my ability to heal people, and my ability to comfort people, my ability to allow for people to feel seen, I know that I feel like that's my true gift. And if I was to allow myself to get wrapped up in my physical body, instead of just saying, like, I know people are going to pay attention to whatever I'm saying because they think I look good, and so let me share this message as clear and as beautifully as possible. If I didn't think of my beauty as a tool in order to do that efficiently, I would be wasting the gifts that I was given, because the flesh only does so much, like, literally. And if you are caught up in the physical so much to the point where the spiritual, the mental, the emotional goes without acknowledgement, then you are allowing yourself to be caught up in the kind of reality that the world, the masses, are caught up in. Most of the world is not awake to what is really going on in their day-to-day lives. They are distracted. And I refuse to allow myself to be distracted. And so all of the things that I could be insecure about, all of the things that I could be hating about myself, I choose to either change them or ignore them, because that is not my responsibility. My responsibility is to deliver the messages to the world that I have to share. My responsibility is to create something or help somebody so that the world is a better place when I am no longer here. And even if I don't, like, go down in history as somebody who really changed the hearts and minds of the masses, I know that I have changed the hearts and minds of some. And I really do believe that that is valuable, you know? And so when I say that, like, beauty is a tool, I'm saying that y'all are gonna listen to whatever I have to say, because you think that when I come on your feed, oh, she's so bad, let me sit down and watch this video. All right, but actually listen to what I have to say though, you know? And so that is what I mean when I say allow for yourself to be as cringy as you truly are, authentically are. And a lot of the times you guys say that my videos are all over the place. They are not all over the place. You just don't understand the connections that I'm trying to make, and maybe that's something that I need to articulate better. But also, let's acknowledge the literacy rates are declining. And so if you can't see why I'm trying to draw certain connections, I personally feel like I'm a very articulate person. So maybe I'm wrong, but I really don't think that I am wrong. All in all, to summarize, just so that you understand that I'm bringing this back to a central point, I think that many people in our generation, Gen Z, many of us are distracted. However, people have been distracted for a long time. these little minuscule things. Am I walking weird right now? Do I stutter too much when I speak? Is my Instagram up to the standard that it should be? Am I posting on notes too much? Is this thing that I reposted corny? All of those things that you are worrying about in your day-to-day life, they absolutely do not matter. They're insignificant. If you turn your phone off, it goes away. If you stop thinking about what somebody else is thinking, if you stop judging yourself through other people, that goes away. All that matters is what is in front of you and what is really affecting people in their day-to-day lives. What matters is what's going on in Palestine. What matters is what's going on in Sudan. What matters is what's going on in Congo. What matters is the fact that people's food stamps are being taken away. What matters is the fact that Trump is not the fact that Trump is trying to take away our ability to go to college and actually take out loans so that we can pay our way through college. That matters. What matters is whether you actually know who you are. What matters is whether you treat people well on a day-to-day basis and if you actually have enhanced anybody's life in any way. In a real way. And so it's just like, why are we drawing so much attention to all of these insignificant little things and not actually saying, wait, what do I really want my life to be about? You don't ask yourself those questions. So when you are focused on like, am I corny? Instead of, am I a good person? It's just like, you're distracted. And I'm saying this in a revolutionary context as well. Do you think that the Black Panther Party was walking around worrying about, dang, are they gonna think that I'm corny for wearing my afro like this and these combat boots and this leather jacket? Black people weren't dressing like that in the 60s. You saw it, you see it now because they're the Black Panther Party and they are literally historic figures. But if they were worried about what other people were thinking in the moment, they would never have gone down in history in that way. Ever. And so it's just like, yes, I am a little corny sometimes. Yes, I do make dad jokes. Yes, I do be tripping and falling and stuff in front of a lot of people. Yes, I do stutter. Yes, I do trip over my words. But I also deliver very important messages. But I also do work with nonprofit organizations to give resources to people who actually need them. I know that I live a meaningful life. And so I don't care what y'all think. Like, literally, there are people whose lives have been changed because I understand that my life is not just about me. Like, don't allow for yourself to be distracted by late stage capitalism. And I will make a whole nother video about how late stage capitalism is distracting. My camera cut off, it died. But I meant to say I will make another video about how late stage capitalism is distracting us from what actually matters in the real world. But I'm saying all of this to say, stop focusing on the wrong things, like, and literally live your life and live a meaningful life. Like, don't just live your life, live a life that actually has meaning. So hopefully I drew enough connections in there for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. And I feel like if you guys say that my videos be all over the place this time, you're lying, or you don't have any critical thinking skills. Okay? All right.